Hi, and welcome back to Extreme Trends. Since the dawn of the internet, Google has been a firm part of our everyday lives. If you want to know the answer to something, learn a little bit more about a certain subject, or even just get some directions, Google is your best friend. A quick type in the search bar will bring up thousands upon thousands of results. But depending on what you look for, this isn't always a good thing. Satisfying your curiosity can often mean you end up seeing way more than you wanted to see. From body mutilation to straight up wacky videos that you'll never be able to unsee, it's a minefield out there. Let's take a look at 10 Google searches that should be banned. As we begin, quickly tap that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss any amazing content. Number 10. BME Pain Olympics. Here at Extreme Trends, we're used to looking at a lot of weird and wonderful things. It's part of the territory for us, here on the front line of entertaining the masses. But even we have our limits. The BME Pain Olympics is a Canadian creation, inspired by an event in Toronto where fixtures including drinking as much hot sauce as possible, forehead pulling, and seeing how much weight you can carry on certain delicate areas of the male anatomy. Since then, the BME Pain Olympics has gone from bad to worse. And there is, of course, a plethora of video evidence. If you're brave enough to type this into the search bar, beware. This is definitely not suitable for work. What's so bad about it, you ask? Well, body piercing contests, self-mutilation, and much more is all laid out for you to see. What's more, the real thing has been imitated by a host of idiotic individuals around the world, so you'll most likely get an eyeful of their ill-advised antics too. Godspeed. Number 9. Treatment illness. This is not one for the faint-hearted. If you're squeamish, then you may want to look away now. We all know that there are some awful illnesses in the world. Those that suffer with them are incredibly strong people. That is especially true of those afflicted by the very rare Treeman syndrome. Officially known as epidermal dysplasia vericiformis, say that 10 times fast, is a hereditary skin disorder that also comes with a high risk of skin cancer. Usually found on the hands and feet, it causes the growth of macules and papules that grow on top of each other, making the limbs underneath it completely unrecognizable. Sufferers look like they are covered in bark. The sores are that awful and discolored. It is not a pretty sight and is extremely uncomfortable for sufferers who are often unable to function in a normal fashion. What can you expect from this search? Lots and lots of photos. Very detailed photos. It's not that we're heartless, but this isn't something you want to look at when you're eating lunch. Or at any time of the day for that matter. Spare yourselves and look up something nice instead, like fluffy kittens. Number 8. Ed Gein. One of the most notorious criminals of modern times, Edward Theodore Gein was an American murderer and body snatcher, often known as the Butcher of Plainfield. His crimes were so depraved that one look at the Wikipedia page will leave you with nightmares for days. He killed 2 women in his local area in Wisconsin, but perhaps even more worrying was his obsession with the dead. He used to steal bodies from their graves and make keepsakes out of their skin. Yeah, you heard that right. Sounds like it couldn't get much worse, doesn't it? The list of items made from his victims is so extensive, it can't be recalled here. Detectives were horrified when they searched his premises. We'll leave the specifics to you when you inevitably can't help Googling this. Sweet dreams. Number 7. Waifu Basics. The world is full of different types of people. We all like the things we like, and who are we to judge, right? Waifu Basics is a video clip, part of a longer Japanese adult video called Aoi Yuki, Gero Home Delivery. The clip shows a Japanese girl eating stir-fry with her boyfriend, but it's not as romantic as you might think. She then throws it all back up into the bowl and eventually is sick in her boyfriend's face for good measure. We're not judging. Everyone has their fetishes, but this is a little too far out there for us. It's unsettling for a variety of reasons. What a good waste of stir-fry! If you have any issue with profuse amounts of vomit, then you can join us on the picket line trying to get this particular Google search banned. Does anyone really want to see this? It's had its day. We say, make the internet a safer place, full of rainbows and unicorns. Number 6. Death clock. At some point in your lives, you'll most likely wonder when you're going to die. It's human nature to think more about the time you have left on Earth than the time you've spent on it. Why? Most of us are pessimistic in nature and live with the feeling our flame will be snuffled out before we've done everything we've set out to achieve. For those of us who want a more definitive answer about when we're going to die, there is deathclock.com. This website is a handy way for you to estimate the exact date you'll pass on, based on a few personal details like your age, height, weight, and your outlook on life. Morbid? Yes, very. Necessary? Who knows? Personally, it's not something we're very comfortable toying with, and we'd rather just get on with getting on. But if that's your thing, then go ahead. We'll pass on this one and add it to the list of big fat no's. Number 5. Nikki Castores. Sometimes the internet isn't a great invention and causes serious harm. This was the case in 2006 when pictures of a teenager who died in a car crash found their way online. 18-year-old Nikki Castores took her father's Porsche 911 Carrera without permission on October 31st, only to crash into a concrete toll booth moments later, traveling at the speed of 100 miles an hour. Castores was attempting to overtake a Honda Civic from the right when she clipped it, causing the car to spiral out of control. The Porsche was completely destroyed, leading to instant death for the teenager. According to reports, Castores' body was so badly disfigured the coroner wouldn't allow her family to identify the body. The crime scene photos were sent on to colleagues by 2 California Highway Patrol officers and subsequently found their way to the internet. Vile internet trolls began emailing the grieving family, tormenting them with the pictures. Although they took legal action against the CHP and took steps to remove all of the pictures from the web, they're still there. In the name of all that's good, this should be 100% banned by Google. Number 4. Anything incriminating. In this day and age, the internet can be a dangerous tool for those with sick ideas. Searches like how to make a bomb turn up a variety of awful websites, but don't think these incriminating searches go unnoticed. Regular searches of terms like this could flag you with the government, and rightly so. They'll watch your internet activity and every move for as long as they deem necessary, and won't think twice about turning up at your door to question you. It doesn't take a genius to realize that having dangerous information like that out there for anyone to view is just asking for trouble, does it? Why Google hasn't banned this is a complete mystery. Number 3. Creepypasta. Creepypasta became a household name when the New York Times covered the website in 2010. Designed to feature user-generated stories on everything from suicide to urban legends, the website boasts thousands of stories that'll stop you sleeping forever. Some of the stories are as real as you or me, and some of them are just figments from messed imaginations. The scary part is, you'll just never know what's true and what isn't. In 2012, a 12-year-old girl was stabbed by 2 of her friends after they wanted to prove the Slender Man skeptics wrong. The only thing that it proved was that websites can be very dangerous things when the audience is impressionable or weak-minded. If taking a look through the many messed up stories doesn't get to you, then you're made of harder stuff than we are. We'll stick with Goldilocks and the 3 Bears for our bedtime story. You can't go wrong with a good fairy tale. Number 2. 2 kids, 1 sandbox. Contrary to this title, this awful video that surfaced on the web years ago has nothing to do with children playing nicely in the park. It is, in fact, the worst sort of adult video you may ever see. In the video, a woman attempts to insert a sex toy into a man's penis. Not to go into too much graphic detail, but this is the kind of thing that will make you wonder why the human race is so depraved. There simply isn't anything nice about this. And if you're going to attempt to search for it, go forward with extreme trepidation. You'll never be the same after this is burned into your eyeballs. Plus, be sure to delete your search history. There's no way anyone would want to know you if they found this gem. If you don't be surprised if you're disowned by everyone you know and sent to a remote part of Antarctica to live in solitude. And finally, number 1. Brian Peppers. There are some odd people out there, in more ways than one. Brian Peppers is a sex offender from Ohio whose photo quickly became a meme. Due to his unusual bulging eyes, many people thought the picture was a hoax. However, myth-busting website Snopes.com were able to confirm with Ohio authorities that it was authentic. The extent of Pepper's crimes are subject to widespread speculation as stories vary from publication to publication. One states that he is a wheelchair user, and his appearance is down to a Pert syndrome or Crozen syndrome, and that he was placed on the offenders register as he groped a nurse. Whatever the real story, there's no denying that Pepper's appearance is a little disconcerting. It may not be the most terrifying entry on this list, but it's definitely worth noting as one of the internet's most disconcerting entries. As he was sentenced to 5 years probation in 1998, the chances are he's out there somewhere too. Do you know of any other websites that should be banned? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you can't get enough of extreme trends, then check out these 2 videos on the screen. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Wacky videos that you'll never be able to unsee. It's a minefield out there. Let's take a look at 10 Google searches that should be banned. As we begin, quickly tap that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss any amazing content. Numbering up thousands upon thousands of results. But depending on what you look for, this isn't always a good thing. Satisfying your curiosity can often mean you end up seeing way more than you wanted to see. From body mutilation to straight up whack. Number 10. BME Pain Olympics. Here at Extreme Trends, we're used to looking at a lot of weird and wonderful things. It's part of the territory for us here on the front line of entertaining the masses. But even we have our limits. The BME Pain Olympics is a Canadian creation, inspired by an event in Toronto where fixtures including drinking as much hot sauce as possible, forehead pulling, and seeing how much weight you can carry on certain delicate areas of the male anatomy. Hi, and welcome back to Extreme Trends. Since the dawn of the internet, Google has been a firm part of our everyday lives. If you want to know the answer to something, learn a little bit more about a certain subject, or even just get some directions, Google is your best friend. A quick type in the search bar will